Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, bank holiday weekend, I'm trying to get as much done as I can. These are the Manitou that you saw us cutting up. We've got three, possibly four now that have, or five, giving them a chance, started to grow. There's one there with two leaves on it. I should probably leave those. We'll see. Again, there's two coming out of that one as well. So we may cut them down again. We've got some onions that I purchased that I've been dotting around the allotment. The Cape gooseberries that we grew from the seeds. Single seed potato challenge. Nothing has come from those, but I'm not going to mess with them. They'll either come or they won't. The potato was slightly rotten. We cut all that out, but even leaving it, there was no signs of any chits whatsoever. These are my own onions. We've been dotting about. Some more cabbages there that were 2020 sow by. They come a little bit later, doesn't matter. These are the Performer. This is the potato that I had the most success with last year. As you know, Mrs. K was very poorly. I didn't tender to anything. I didn't take part in the single seed potato challenge last year either, because of the same reason. We knew what was coming, or we thought we knew what was coming. And we've got good chitting with that. So I'm going to get one of the Performers planted today, or two. But I've got lots of other things to do as well. So I'm just trying to share what I'm doing at the moment, especially with the giant potato for Malvern. So let's kick off. After I've showed you my giant carrots. These are giant carrots, seed that have been sent via the seed share swap. I'm planting everyone around my allotments, 4 to a pallet collar bed, and they'll be into manure. They'll be fed with high nitrogen to try and get them to fork and grow without going to seed. So they'll be planted afterwards. So we'll concentrate on the potatoes and the carrots today. And I picked up the 2 bags of free sheep's wool over the weekend. So these beds have been prepared over the winter months. Some of them were covered with cardboard, some of them were covered in sheep's wool, some of them have got the mint growing from next door, but in here we should have some really nice material. Now these beds are the 2 beds that I had the clay balls in. No doubt when I want to try and find a clay ball, I won't be able to find it. I think I dug one up from this side and left it on the top. There we go. So that's what the cannabis growers use to help aerate, hold on to the moisture. So we've got those in the bottom of these beds. I'm not going to use too much potato fertilizer because on the farm you would only spread that much, but we're growing big, he says, hopefully. Be ideal if I had a potato plant already. I'll just take a stroll and hopefully we can create a big potato by letting them grow to the surface. Some will be covered in sheep's wool, some will be covered in straw, and then once I show you these, you'll see where I am. So I normally write the variety on top of the. Now we've got no potatoes growing there at the moment. If there was, you'd be picking the smaller ones out. Ideally, we want the potatoes to be growing on the top. I'll leave the biggest and keep taking the smallest. So these won't be heaped up. The haulms will start growing and create, put all the energy, shall we say, into into the big potato. So we start off with a large piece of Correx. We cut it down so that we can ensure the potatoes got room to come through. I'll leave room for another one, so I think I'll just move it further over. We can overlap the other one. Two water pipes. We'll just mark the holes. Hopefully the water will fill up to the top and then it'll gradually drain out into the beds. I can see nice lumps of manure in there. Let's turn the pipes the other way, actually. Easier watering, he says. We can also drop the feed in from there as well. And then we can screw these down. Doesn't matter about the light as much. And the success of getting really good potatoes is ensuring the haulms grow up and don't flop over. Just angle them slightly to give them a bit more room at the top. Get more of a fan shape. And it's best to put these in now in case we skewer a potato. So once that's all fastened down, we can let that grow. But obviously I've got to pop some sheep's wool in. This is some of the scratty bits, stinky bits. So when I take this cover off to have a look, I want to be able to have a look inside. But we want, it doesn't matter if the potatoes go a funny colour, it doesn't matter if they go green. I'll try straw and I'll try the sheep's wool, then whatever's best. Again, if anybody who lives local to me in North Warwickshire or further afield, if you don't mind travelling, the lady will be shearing the sheep very soon. Not sure how much she's going to charge a bag, but she does want me to promote sheep farmers who are struggling to sell the fleeces. The fleeces, they only get 50p a fleece. She's getting £2 a fleece off me, but these are ones from last year that she didn't get rid of. So she said I could have them. So last year I didn't tie them up. I didn't do nothing to them. I think I watered them if nothing else, didn't feed them. So hopefully, if all goes well, we'll have a play and picking the small potatoes out. They're the potatoes that we can eat. That's how I grow, or attempt to grow, giant potatoes. And the one that I've cut up for these would have got me second at Malvern. So we can only but try and enjoy the experience. So as we move on to the giant carrots, so Lee grew these carrots in 2022. He got a first place. He's obviously put that carrot back in and let it go to seed. On this one, I'm adding the potato fertiliser. They've been outside quite a while now, so because I'll put water on that, and look at that, it's only just broke the surface, but it just stops. When you try and plant something, all the dry stuff drops in, so at least it stopped the dry stuff from dropping in. And these beds had the manure in, so I grew my best potatoes, carrots, he says. Grew my best carrots in my father's ancient manure bin compost area. So you've got that little bit there. I'm burying it up to about there because the seeds tried to pop itself out. These are the aluminium blinds. I can reuse those twice, well 4 times actually, before they start going brittle. To grow a giant carrot, we do exactly the opposite. When we want to grow a carrot that's perfectly straight without all those dangly little bits on it. The extra legs. Weed as we go. So these are the same variety, same specimen of carrot. But I'm going to use bloodfish and bone and hoof and horn on these. The other bed with the same person's carrots, I'm just going to leave it exactly as it would be. Hoof and horn, nice slow release. Don't need a lot. That should give it enough room. To get me a nice big carrot. Either that, we'll get all top, no bottom. Some people will cut the roots off at the bottom to stop it from going downhill, but these haven't got a lot on. Haven't been looked after overly well. This hoof and horn and bloodfish and bone, I've had this about 5 years. Don't use a lot. I try and use my homemade liquid plant foods, etc. The roots have gone everywhere, so they should form and create a nice big carrot. But I think it's all a little bit of luck. I was going to put me street lamp shades over these, but I think I'll let them just, don't want to protect them too much, else they'll get leggy. Like I say, just keep on top of the weeds when we can. I ought to put 2 pipes in actually. I'll go and find those. These are just offcuts If you see any of the utilities using this material, they have to have it in reasonable lengths for pulling cables through. So sometimes they don't really want the smaller bits. As I've always said, if you don't ask, you'll never know. So that's now easy watering. Don't have to disturb the top. Let it dry out. We want the roots to go downhill. We don't want the roots to come up for the moisture. So that's how I'm planting my giant carrots. I'll be growing a few giant vegetables this year. I'm having another go at cucumbers. The last time I had tried cucumbers, Shafali, the weather lady on the BBC, or is it Central? BBC, I think, came to the allotment. I'll pop the video on the end screen. And I did a live interview on BBC News, weather, etc. A little bit nerve-wracking, but you can see what I grew then. It wasn't massive. It's bigger than an ordinary cucumber, but it's always fun trying. You never know when you're going to get that big vegetable, and that's why I'm planting all of those giant carrots. I'm doing long beans as well, so if you want to follow me along on that journey, why not consider subscribing. I'm no expert. I think it's sometimes the seed, sometimes it's the person, it's just the ground conditions, but it's great fun. It's a bit cold this morning, but please leave me a comment. Don't forget the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Join in with those comments, and I'm going to crack on and try and get a few more of these planted. Then I'm going to do a little bit of weeding. Then I'm going to do a little bit of something else, little and often. Keep changing it so you don't get fed up. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. It's a lot colder than it was last week. Deary me. Don't forget the end screens.